Hey YouTube, my name is Carl Carter and I am going to give you a quick review on the Titan T6 short power rack and also talk about my gym space and how I have it equipped and how you can get a pretty kick-ass gym in a small room with enough equipment to do all types of different exercises. So the centerpiece of my gym is the Titan T6 rack. Now I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of this rack. So if you're thinking about getting a new rack for your home gym or garage gym and you're thinking about going with Titan or Rogue, you can take this information and, do with it what you will. This is just my 2 cents. So I'm going to talk about the cons first because the cons list is pretty short. And then I'm going to talk about the pros. So the first con is quality control. Now on the J hooks, especially on this J hook and also the J hooks for the monolith attachments, you can see that there's some daylight in between the upright and the attachment, and there is a slight play on these monoliths, but it really doesn't bother me because once I have them set, they don't wiggle, they don't rattle, and they work as they should. So this might get on your nerves if you're a little OCD-ish. Also, especially on this J hook down here, there's a serious bend in this one. As you can see, there's a large amount of daylight in between the upright and this J hook. But again, it doesn't affect how they operate. They still hold the bar. I still use them for bench pressing, shoulder pressing, things like that. It's just kind of an eyesore. And if, I work that quality control at Titan, there's no way you can just let something like this go through. The other J hooks are pretty good. This rack does come with 4 J hooks, 2 pairs. So this one is good. This one is pretty good. This one is good. Slight bend on that one as well. But this one is the worst offender out of all of them. Another thing to consider is if you are a tall person, I'm 6'1", and you want to use the monoliths for squats, I would definitely recommend getting the taller rack because since I have the 83-inch version, as you can see, I don't have a lot of clearance for the monolith to swing freely. I don't personally use the monoliths for squatting. I prefer doing a walkout from the J hooks because I use that as part of my setup. But I do use the monoliths for benching, whether it's incline bench or flat bench. These things will save your shoulders, especially if you are getting into relatively heavy weight. You don't need to rely on a spotter to give you a handoff, especially if you work out on your own. You can just set yourself up underneath the monoliths, grab the bar, set your shoulders, set your back, lift it, and these will swing out of the way and you're able to start pressing. So these are great for bench pressing, great for incline bench pressing, and that's what I mostly use them for. Another con, which is again kind of a pet peeve of mine, are the spotter arms. There are 2 things about the spotter arms that I don't like. First thing is, this rack comes with 4 band pegs. So one would think, oh, look at these holes on the spotter arms. I could take a band peg and use it, but you can't. I'm not sure why these holes are here. Titan only sells one kind of band peg. They don't sell thinner ones for these spotter arms. So again, I'm not sure what purpose these holes serve. It's just kind of, an irritant to me. Another thing I don't like about the spotter arms is how long this piece is here. So if I want to do things like rack pulls, I can't go as low as I'd like because this piece will end up knocking into this piece. So when I get it about as low as I can, the actual rack portion of the spotter arm puts the bar at right around my knee. I prefer doing rack pulls below the knee, but again, that's just a preference of mine. I will probably end up switching these out and going with the flip down spotter arms that Titan released recently. The flip down spotter arms don't have this long piece to deal with, so I can get the arm portion of it a lot lower so I can do my rack pulls from below the knee that I prefer. I don't like the pin pipe safeties that come with the rack. Now this isn't a dig on Titan themselves. This is just my personal preference when it comes to safeties. So especially since I'm in a tight space, trying to adjust these pin safeties with this long ass pin, trying to pull it out, I end up either running into my bench or getting close to the wall. So I don't use these pin pipe safeties, and I'll probably end up getting rid of these. And again, just going with the flip down safeties instead. So that's something to consider if you are working in a tight space. You want to make sure that you have enough room to adjust everything around your rack so that you can get your workouts in, get them done without having to fool around with too many adjustments. So that's pretty much the cons of Titan. Now I'm going to talk about the pros. The first and most obvious pro is the price. So I was able to get this T6 power rack, this multi-grip pull-up bar, these landmine attachments. This is a pair. I have one actually hooked up and have another one back there that we're going to use at a later date. I also got that dip attachment and this rack for my adjustable dumbbells, all for about $1,000. So trying to do something similar through Rogue, you'll end up paying well over twice, probably close to 3 times as much. But Rogue's quality is top notch, second to none. I mean, if I had the budget for a fully spec'd out Rogue gym, that's who I would go with. But unfortunately, I don't have a money tree growing in my backyard, so I have to spend my money wisely. So I got all my weights off of Craigslist. I got this rack brand new from Titan. I got this band holder / jump rope holder off of Amazon for about $25. And yeah, my entire gym, including everything, including the bars, all the bars are brand new, was probably about $3,500. So, you know, I think I did pretty well. And the only thing I would change is that I would like to get a Rogue bench. They're, I forgot the name of it, their 2.0 bench. This bench here, it's pretty cheap, and my exercises are starting to get a little bit heavier, and I'm starting to worry about the capacity of this bench. So I'd rather go with the Rogue bench if at all possible. I also would like to get some Rogue bars, and I also want to move from this 5-post bar holder and get a Rogue gun rack and put it up on this wall here so that I can put my bars on the wall and not have to try to lean this rack forward to pull a bar out and lean it again to put a bar back in. So yeah, this room itself is pretty tight. I had down here a standard 8x8 deadlift platform that I built. You know, there's plenty of videos out on YouTube on how to buy the materials and put this together. I also have my rack bolted to this platform, so I can show you here. So bolting the rack is definitely highly recommended. Once it's bolted down, you will have very little wiggle in the rack. I have absolutely no back and forth wiggle and very little side to side shake. So I only feel it shake if I'm doing things like weighted dips, but the shake is very minimal and I still feel very confident in my exercises. So that's pretty much all I've got. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section and I'll try to answer them. Titan as a company is really good, free shipping, really great customer service. I really like their products. I probably will be buying more items from them in the near future, and just have a mix of Titan and Rogue in my gym. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them, and I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.